class, we're going to think about doing one or the other, at least for this week. And you might have those choke strums, that palm muting idea, you know, that chunk sound of full chords, or kind of that funk-based type of rhythm that you might hear on the electric guitar. Some syncopated chord stats, mimicking that pop and funk rhythm type of a deal. And the common tone, and what you'll hear often if you don't hear anything else, it's like, all right, how do I tell where this is? Well, listen for the signature pedal steel. Listen for that slide guitar, because that, again, we're still listening for some kind of a twang. We're still listening for that kind of slide type of a sound. And so that might be the flag that tells you, hey, yeah, we are in country now. That's that idea. And I have a couple of guitar grooves in here. Again, both of these follow the acoustic guitar type of a groove. But I bring these up again. We've got CHZA with the bar song, you know, popular tune, you know, acoustic guitar driven. And he actually brings in the fiddle, you know, nice, you know, groove, a heavy bass kick, stuff that happens in there that gives you that modern sound. The other one I like is the Follow Your Arrow. I like Casey Musgraves. And if you're a lyric writer, are you getting into lyric writing? Really listen to Casey Musgraves' songs. She has a way of blending in her lyrics that are they're just great. I have no better word than great. And songs as a musician, you know, especially when I play gigs, I like to pick songs that I wish I wrote this. She's got the way she puts some lyrics together, some lines that she has in her lyrics. I often go, I wish I wrote that. And I was introduced to her actually playing a gig. You know, her music was working with another singer who picked out not this song, but another one. Silver Lining is the song that we did. And it just opened up with a line of, I wish I would have written that. And so ever since then, it's like I've become a fan. You know, just simple, you know, songwriter types of tunes, but her lyric writing is just phenomenal. So I put it in there and focus that out. Even though we're not talking about melody and things like that in this class, you will be in your next class. And so if you want to, you know, figure out how to, you know, creatively put lyrics and words together, do play on words, and have it work well, I think a study of her lyrics is worthwhile. And then we get into the keyboard. And again, we're going to have a piano that has some sense, and like, again, minimal. Think pop, you know, they're just kind of there to support the harmony behind whatever's going on with the guitar. And again, we see in the image here that there's you know, a lap steel guitar sitting on the keyboard. Guitar players will often play the slide guitar, but it's common for keyboard players to jump to it too, because again, the keyboard's not a main focus in a lot of it, so they might just jump up and do the slide guitar for a bit instead. You know, so they'll have that doubling as well. And again, the organ, the Hammond B3, adds some warmth. Even some of the, you know, the synths and the electric pianos, again, they're there to add some warmth.
Hold on. I need to go to the assignment. Good. Hold on, brother. My brother. There we go. Is this the assignment? This is the assignment. How we strum this junk?
Written that. And so ever since then, it's like I've become a fan. You know, just simple, you know, songwriter types of tunes, but her lyrics.
Casey Musgraves.
So I put it in there and focus that out. Even though we're not talking about melody and things like that in this class, you will be in your next class. And so if you want to, you know, figure out how to, you know, creatively put lyrics and words together and do play on words and have it work well, I think a study of her lyrics is worthwhile.
Everybody in the bar getting tipsy.
And then we get into the keyboard. And again, we're going to have a piano. You might have some synths. And these are really layered. Again, minimal. Think pop. You know, they're just kind of there to support the harmony behind whatever's going on with the guitar.
There we go. Hold on.
Lead sheet's written in the key of E, and then on the top it says tune down a half a step. And so technically I'm playing in E flat, but it'll just give me the chords in E. So be careful of stuff like that if you're doing some.
I didn't take that note. Hold on. Common keys. Okay. That hold on. You missed it. That's country. Okay. So let's make this note. Country. country, common, progression. Got 1, 5, minor 4. Is that what that is? It's minor 6, right? Minor 6. To a major 4th. And that is modern pop country anthem. Modern pop country. Anthem, smooth, emotional lifting chorus. Okay. What is that one? 1, 4, 5. 1. Oh shit. 1, 4, 5. And that's classic country, rock feel. Nice, classic. Pretty sure this is about to pop up on the test. Simple and driven. Last one is 1, 6, 4. 1, 6, 4, 5. That is bright. Common keys, fuck. But as far as I know, the only reason these are common keys in the country is because they're slightly off tune. It's easy to not sing on the F. Because it looked like it's the only one missing is the F and the B. And if you can't sing for real, you're not gonna hit them shit. Nah, I'm fucking around. C, G, D, A, E. Alright.
On some chord progressions and such like that online, just look for that. Did they tune it down? Because then technically you're not in the key of E major, you're in the key of E flat major if they tune down by half a step. Or if they're doing drop tunings, it might change the key a little bit. So be careful of that. But the chord progressions will be there. Listen to the bass to find out what that chord progression is.
Hell no, this nigga boy.
Any questions on country so far before we go into our project? Cool. So this week's starter file looks a lot like what we had in week 2, except we just have 3 genres now. We have the country, we're dealing with contemporary R&B, and we're dealing with, it says early rock, but it's modern rock. I have one of those updates I'm doing over the summer break, but you'll get the idea. So I'm going to focus in on country. Again, the screen sets are going to be the same as what we had last week in the foundational genres, but now we're just doing the modern genres. So I'm going to go to screen set 3 by pressing the number 3. And we're really following the same workflow. But now we've got a little bit of, again, trying to find that sound of the modern sound, right? And so I'm in the country drums. I've got some preset choices, and it depends on what we want to go through. Like I can go through Backroads. Backroads and Pendleton might give me more of a more modern sound than the Outlaw sound. Let's give it a listen. Kind of gives me that rock type of feel. Country line will probably give me more of that roots type of sound.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of a mix. We go to Pendleton.
Pendleton gives me that feel more than anything I get. Cool. I'm going to play with country line today. Let me see what I do with this. You never know what I'm going to do. I don't want any swing, so I'm going to take that down right off the bat.
It is what I told. That's crazy. Mine sound better though.
Maybe want it a little bit.
Because all I'm looking for is the strum thing. I don't understand the guitar thing.
Aim down my hi-hat. Not like that. And again, I can change grooves. I kind of like this groove. What's going on in my head? This matches. So welcome to being inside of my head. It's a scary place, but hold on for a minute. Remember, we always want the drums to follow the bass. So we're going to go down to our track and make sure our country drums follow our country bass. And you can see that changes already based off of the bass groove. And then we'll go down into our bass. And again, same kind of workflow that we had last week. Our chords may change up a little bit, but again, we want to make sure that we have, our chords following the global chord track, which it should already be set up, but do a double check. And then get our chords in. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the plus sign.
You're
we're in the key
absolutely
G major
sir.
for country, so I'll have G and G.
I ain't got it
And
already.
then the D major for the 5 chord.
Hope I ain't do it for all of them. I did. Dang.
And then lowercase 6.
Okay,
So that's an E minor.
Alright, cool.
And then I have the 4 chord, which is C.
E minor. I got E. I got regular E. Hold on, let me see what you're talking about. I got E major. What you got? You got E minor.
Cool. And then I go into my bass, and again, we want something
It is E
other
minor.
than to
Good
simply
catch,
put
man.
bass line.
Good catch.
So again, we'll kind of play around. I don't want to walk too much, so I'm going to stay off of walking. Let me try back to roots, see what that does. This one's going to make me work a little bit. I'm going to go, I think it was back to roots. The only thing I didn't like about back to roots is it just stayed on the root, but I can go down to melody and fix that. So that's
Hey, boy, I know that right there. That was a Temptations. Okay, that shit. This ain't weird. I heard it in there though. heard it.
Very dynamic.
Come on,
like that.
man. I just want to
Kind
do
of
the strumming. Show me what I
I'm
do
going
the
to go
strumming.
into
I
my
don't know
right
what's
click,
going
or
on,
control
man.
click, convert it to MIDI, and then I can see what's happening. Now I'm going to show this. Again, it looks like, hey, I've got some notes that are out of key. I don't. Be careful of that because they're going to end up being some of the articulation. So this is going to give me a little bit of a slide. I have some double notes, which normally we don't want in the bass, but again, this is going to give me an articulation. There. And that works. Everything's in time because I have the drums following the bass, so I don't need to quantize my bass or I might screw it up, so I'll leave it alone. And now I have a choice. I can go into the accord guitar and have an acoustic guitar drive. Now notice that in this rhythm pattern, it's a syncopated rhythm. These are tied, so we get that down, up, and that up is tied over as a couple of syncopated rhythms. Or I can do that offbeat ring if I wanted the acoustic guitar sound. I could go into the electric strumming guitar. Remember the strumming guitar? Let me get the right octave. Down.
That's the second one. Ah, got me, didn't you?
Orphan will feel if you want to do that guitar. I will demonstrate the accord guitar. Again, as I went through the guitar drills, there was still some confusion on this. So I'm going to use the accord guitar just so I can give the demo of this as well. So I'm going to open up contact 8, just hit the button here to open it up. Let it think about opening up for me.
Back to the video, pay attention.
There we go. And again, it should be all set up for you already to make sure that where it latches on stroke mode. So remember in track 4 in this case, we're going to record our chords. We're not going to hear anything. So I'm going to go ahead and hit record. I'm going to hear my bass and drums because I still have them playing. So I'll go ahead and hit record.
Hold on, where you at though? Guitar chords. Guitar chords. So, I got you, buddy. I got you. Then E minor.
And again, remember to get the minor chords.
I'm about to kill this, boy. Hold on.
Just hitting the
I'm
root
about
of
to
the
kill
chord
this.
will give you major chords.
We're not gonna hear nothing. Just do it. Cool. I could just type this in real quick. Where we at? Right here. All right, buddy. No, you too, bro. We at country. Go to country. There you go. How do you get way over here? All right, we're on country. So G, E flat major. E minor, and then C. All right. Good stuff. Now the strums. Save. Go where look for the strums.
And then remember to hit the root and the minor third to get the minor chord for that E minor, so we can see that we have double in our.
You're right. I'm my bad. I forgot about that part. Shrink it. E minor is right next to the C. So we do the first and the E. The first and the fifth. Take out that one. Alright. Go back.
In our region. Click on the region. Don't
If you
forget
can't
to
follow
quantize
the
it.
rules,
Order note for the
you gotta
chords.
follow the
and
rules.
then only for the chords, we want to have that delay offset of -124. Again, this allows us we tell the computer what to do, and then it does it, and it will align our harmonies a lot better. The other thing, I'm going to move my chord guitar out of the way for a minute. Let me kind of zoom down just a bit so I can see things better. I just want to make sure I have a gap right between my chords at the end of the note ends. That way I make sure that the chords will be played accurately. And I might want to, because of the loop, I might want to move this one just a little bit.
So we gotta do the 1/4.
Cool. And now that I have my chords in play, let me bring my guitar back over. I'm going to go to the next track, which would be track 5.
Hold on, buddy. Hold
And
on, buddy.
this is where it do the strumming. So
Hold
again, I'm going to be
on,
up.
buddy.
And I might want to, because of the
Negative
loop, I might want to
124.
move this one just a little bit.
Negative 124. Negative 124.
Cool. And now that I have my chords in play, let me bring my guitar back over.
Good stuff.
I'm going to go to the next track, which would be track 5.
I'm on track 5.
And this is where it do the strumming. So again, I'm going to be up in this blue area, a little bit too high there. And I can pick my patterns, right? So I can go, the D, my down strum, D, strum. Why do I have 2 notes for E minor? You remember, for the minor chords on the chord guitar, I have to play at least the root and the minor third of the chord in order for it to be minor. So if I play just the root of the chord on the chord guitar, it's going to give me a major chord. If I play the root and the minor third, it will give me a minor chord. I could also play the whole chord.
The root and the minor third.
I'm not a great
Okay.
keyboard player, so the least amount I have to play, the better off I am. But again, in order to get that minor chord, I do have to play at least the root and the minor third.
Root and the minor third.
Cool.
Root and the minor third.
So I might go into that kind of phrase. I'm going to go with that offbeat, or I can do the offbeat ring like I had last week. But I want to have that. I'm going to go with that feel. So I'm going to go ahead and hit my record, and let's see what happens. I'll move this. I just want to see my playhead. There we go. This is why I have 2 monitors, so I can split it out. But again, I can only show one, so I'm kind of moving things around so you can see what I see.
Appreciate it. Run it back real quick, though, because I missed it.
This is why I have 2 monitors. I'm going to go with that feel. So I'm going to go ahead and hit my record, and let's see what happens. I'll move this. I just want to see my playhead. There we go. This is why I have 2 monitors, so I can split it out. But again, I can only show one, so I'm kind of moving things around so you can see what I see. And now I can close this and do some of my, again, I'll have some velocities because I played it in on my keyboard, so that's all good. And now I want to make sure I quantize this. So I'm going to quantize it to 1/8 notes because that's the shortest note value I did. I want to add some cue strength so it gives it some breath. And I also might add some gate time just to get a little bit of legato in there. So let me hear what this sounds like.
Oh, almost busted my ass. Hold on. All right, I missed it again. Run it back.
It was like
Pay attention.
the 1/8 note. I can close this and do some of my, again, I'll have some velocities because I played it in on my keyboard, so that's all good. And now I want to make sure I quantize this. So I'm going to quantize it to eighth notes because that's the shortest note value I did. I want to add some key strength so it gives it some breath. And I also might add some gate time just to get a little bit of legato in there. So let me hear what this sounds like.
Okay, I hear you.
Then on my keyboard, this is why I have two monitors, so I can split it out. But again, I can only show one, so I'm kind of moving things around so you can see what I see.
Ah! Pause. Hold on. Up, down, hard. What? Hold on. Run it back. Because I need to make sure.
That type of a feel if you want to do that guitar. I will demonstrate the accord guitar again as I went through the
I ain't turning in no bad grades around here.
So I'm going to use the accord guitar just so I can give the demo of this as well. So I'm going to open up contact 8, just hit the button here to open it up.
Yes, sir.
Let it think about opening up for me.
Yes, sir.
There we
All
go.
right, I'm going to let you run all that back because I'm about to pay attention.
And again, it should be all set up for you already to make sure that where it latches on stroke mode. So remember in track 4 in this case, we're going to record our chords. We're not going to hear anything. So I'm going to go ahead and hit record. I'm going to hear my bass and drums because I still have them playing. So I'll go ahead and hit record.
All right, we did this. I remember that part.
And again, remember to get the minor chords for the accord guitar. So just hitting the root of the chord will give you major chords. And then remember to hit the root and the minor third to get the minor chord.
The
for
root
that E
and the
minor. So
minor
you can see there
third.
you have double
Gotcha.
in our
Because I missed that last week.
in our
Can't even
region.
lie.
Click on the region, don't forget to quantize it, quarter note for the chords, and then only for the chords we want to have that delay offset of -1/24.
Only for
Again,
the chords.
This
Gotcha.
allows us we tell the computer what to do, and then it does it, and it will align our harmonies a lot better. The other thing, I'm going to move my accord guitar out of the way for a minute, kind of zoom down just a bit so I can see things better. I just want to make sure I have a gap right between my chords at the end of the note ends. That way I make sure that the chords will be played accurately.
We're good. Awesome.
And I might want to, because of the loop, I might want to move this one just a little bit. Cool. And now that I have my chords in play, let me bring my guitar back over. I'm going to go to the next track, which would be track 5. And this is where I do the strumming. So again, I'm going to be up in this blue area.
Blue area.
A little bit too high there. And I can pick my patterns, right? So I can go, the D, down strum, D.
I got you.
Why do I have 2 notes for E minor? You remember for the minor chords on the accord guitar, I have to play at least the root and the minor third of the chord in order for it to be minor. So if I play just the root of the chord on the accord guitar, it's going to give me a major chord. If I play the root and the minor third, it will give me a minor chord. I could also play the whole chord and it will do that. But I'm not a great keyboard player, so the least amount I have to play, the better off I am. But again, in order to get that minor chord, I do have to play at least the root and the minor third.
Real fellow, man. Real fellow.
Cool. So I might go into that kind of phrase. I'm going to go with that offbeat, or I can do the offbeat ring like I had last week. I don't want to have that.
Ah.
I'm going to go with that feel, so I'm going to go ahead and hit my record, and let's see what happens. Let me move this. I just want to see my playhead. Ooh, there we go. This is why I have 2 monitors, so I can split it out, but again, I can only show one, so I'm kind of moving things around so you can see what I see.
That's what you're doing. Hold on, pause it before I lose it. E. And C. Alright, let's run that back though. I'm about to go on and record that then. I was lost on the strumming. I forgot the strumming thing, bro. Let's get it. What? And it ain't on beat. Hold on. We gotta fix this jump, man. I don't like what's going on. Something ain't right. Something ain't right. I should have had them headphones on. That's all it is, I think. Hopefully. One more time. Strums. I messed it up. Hold on. Delete that. Delete that. That's petty. One more time. What the fuck was that? Hold on, one more time. That's not crazy. I keep fucking up. Keep on messing up. Let's say I keep on messing up. Why? Hold on. I was looking dead at it and fucked it up. But, why? Huh? The fuck going on? We're supposed to be right here on this one, and you keep on mixing it with this other shit. I saw you that time. Run that jump back one more time, bro. Something's wrong. It could be me. I think it's me. But I don't think so. Could be this machine. I've been doing this jump longer than this dang on thing been around. You feel me? Hold on. Alright, we got that strumming thing down. Let me take a break. I'm gonna take a break. Come back to this jump. Nah. It's only 9:12. I need to hurry up and get this done, but I wanna get it done right. Let's practice this. See, what I'm not about to do is keep fucking doing this shit over and over again. Your ass gonna act right. Gee. Well, I knew I wasn't tripping. Say that. I knew I wasn't tripping. I put out a quantize on the wrong dang on track. Alright, now I want to take a break. I do, but I don't. I got this John now. Got it. Alright, I'll go back and mix that junk in a little bit. Can I put this back to the drummer? That's my... Oh. Hi. We can put that back on the drummer and start it over. Good stuff. I'm glad that it does that. Nah, I probably really do need to take a short little break. Go out here and hit a couple push-ups. Take this little break. I'm getting ready to go to sleep when I come in here and knock this schoolwork out. Goodbye. That's real. Sometimes you gotta understand. Sometimes you have to understand. What? Add photos to your camera roll to get started. What you mean? I thought I did that already. What's this do? Oh, that's what happens when you hit that button. Okay, I ain't even know it. I ain't know. Alright, so next, we gotta go in here and knock out this R&B. Gotta go in here and focus on knocking out this R&B. Contemporary R&B. And then next is modern rock, I think. And I just need to do the chords for that. I just need to do the chord progression for that. And then we're done with this. And move on to them tests. Tests, man. I'm not knocking this shit out tonight. I'm not doing no more schoolwork tomorrow. I just want to soak up the information. I'm about to knock this shit out and be done with that junk. My effect don't work. Alright, it's almost done. It's almost time to be done with this break. I'm about to go in here and knock this shit out. Here, come up after you motherfucking club. Get a shower. I want to have this done in the next hour. I don't want to take all day doing that shit. 1 hour. 1 hour and a whole lot of push-ups. So we on a contemporary R&B. Let me make sure I did this right.
Cool. And now I can close this and then do some of my, again, I'll have some velocities because I played it in on my keyboard, so that's all good. And now I want to make sure I quantize this. So I'm going to quantize it to 1/8 notes because that's the shortest note value I did. I want to add some cue strength, so it gives it some breath. And I also might add some gate time just to get a little bit of legato in there. So let me hear what this sounds like. Cool. And now that I have that, I do need to add a piano. So for our guitar, it's an either or. You can either do the accord guitar or the electric strumming. Again, I chose to do the accord guitar so I could demo that accord guitar again, just to get used to that workflow of that guitar. Normally in this style, I don't know, it depends. I like the acoustic guitar, so I'd probably do that. And then we get into our piano. Now again, our piano sound's already there. We don't want to change it. We're on a
we gotta do a piano too?
on an acoustic piano. Keep that sound, right? And so we just need to do some texture, to add some fills. So again, some comping type of an idea. So I might, end up with something like a that type of an idea. Let me get the right chords in there.
So we can just freestyle on this, right?
Feel. And then I probably will slow that down and break it out a little bit, but just kind of that comping feel,
I got
nothing
you.
busy.
I got you. So I ain't even gotta try to do no runs, just hold on. Then it's over. Alright, so let's record that in there then. Big ass head, boy. We got a big old head. That sounds funny. Widen it back up, because I don't remember the progression. G, G, G major, G major, D major, D major, E minor to the C major. 1, 5, 4 minor, or 1, 5, 6 minor. What? G. Okay. So, I think I'm ready. But I like that. Remember to, just adds warmth and fill space. I don't gotta do no flashy nothing. Okay, I got you. Wrong? Wrong much? Alright, what I do, bro? still feel off a little bit. I might just need to put the headphones on. I might need to put them headphones on. What's that? Don't. I don't get it. Hold on. Contemporary.
Just a little bit of filling in that space of what's going to go on and recording with those four voicings. And then make sure you're in a decent range to hear it over whatever the guitar's doing. And again, I played it out of time. Let me see what happens. It'll probably give me a long. I didn't even remember what I did. No, usually I could do Shift R and I don't remember, but I played it so out of time that it's not even going to remember what I did. So we'll leave it at that. So let me try and see if I can do something. Let's try that. That worked a little bit better. I've got a little bit of length. Let me see what happens. So again, I played my chords out. Let me go note-wise. That type of a rhythmic figure. So I played, I played something, but I didn't hit record. I played this type of rhythm. A couple of notes that I need to go fix with some rhythm things on there. but I'll go edit that later. So again, just kind of a trick. Again, I'm not a great piano player, so I practiced a couple of things, but I had a decent